And we're live. Hey.
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah, there you go. Another week of Frag Logic, episode 43. Xbox One is out. I have mine. My second one already. How about that, Colin? How about that?
See, I thought you said that if yours broke, then you'd just be done.
You'd
be done with the brand is what I thought you said last week.
You are correct.
If I had a soundbite, I would play the soundbite now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have anything prepared.
Once, I'm sure this will come back to me. I'm sure there will be some type of audio playback once we have 200 million people watching Frag Logic. Sure, this is going to happen.
At least we have a little while.
yeah. But no, this is episode 43. Today we're talking about the Xbox One launch, doing a recap like we did last week with PlayStation 4. We're going to talk about the games, the system, stuff like that. Got some controller thoughts, going to talk about the Kinect. Then we're going to get into some really interesting stuff, talking about, basically, we're going to ask you guys, PS4 launch versus the Xbox launch, what you guys thought was better. Streamers gone wild, Colin. That's, yeah.
Who would have seen that coming?
Who would have seen that coming? Just out in the wild, my junk out. Just shaking it. And then we have Microsoft banning for excessive profanity. We're going to talk a little bit about that and the absurdity in it. And then we're going to round off tonight with the first hint. I think it's the first one that we've seen. Prototype of the Steam box out in the wild. So lots of stuff to talk about today. So let's get right into it with the weekend recap. So Colin, I'm gonna start with you because I guess my weekend isn't probably not as fruitful as yours.
Yeah, unfortunately, as you can hear, probably I did not get my mic, which I had ordered on eBay, so I'm still waiting for that. Hopefully by next week, I'll have my good audio quality. As far as what I spent my weekend doing, I was watching MLG Columbus for most of the weekend, actually. The Dota tournament was really fucking awesome, as predicted. And I watched a little bit of Call of Duty Ghosts, a little bit of StarCraft, which wasn't MLG Columbus, that was Red Bull Battlegrounds.
But
for the most part, it was Dota. It was a really good tournament.
Who ended up winning?
Speed Gaming.
Who is that?
That was if you follow before, they were Kai P before.
Okay.
It was a dark horse to win for sure. Like, Alliance didn't make it into the top 4, which was the bracket. So Alliance did make it out of groups. Navi barely made it through groups. They actually got 4th place in groups and then finished in 3rd, 4th. So like it was single elim for the bracket part, and it was Navi versus DK, which was probably what many people would have said would have been the finals for the tournament.
Right.
DK won, and then Sigma played against Speed Gaming, and Sigma lost. But Sigma was another team that might not have been predicted to actually be there. So big wins for both Sigma and Speed Gaming in the tournament, and Speed Gaming took it home, and I think $80,000 was first place or something like that.
That was all that.
That was their first tournament win too.
That was the raised money too, right? So that was
that was the
crowdsourced funds as well. Man, that's awesome.
They hit 135,000, I think, when the pool started at 50K. So the community put up $80,000 for the pot.
Nice.
It's pretty awesome.
Nice.
Besides that, I played a little bit of Counter-Strike and Elder Scrolls Online beta, which I can't really talk about because it's not public. So.
Oh, really? Can you say is it fun?
It was alright.
You don't sound too up on it right now.
It's early, so I don't.
Okay.
I wouldn't feel comfortable giving a full judgment.
Okay. Does it have the makings to be a WoW killer?
I'd say it's like another Elder Scrolls.
So
it's like a MMO version of Skyrim.
Skyrim, yeah. So I mean, it has potential. There's definitely obviously a Skyrim.
I don't know if it's
huge Skyrim audience.
Yeah. From what I played, I'm not sure if I'm sold on paying $60 and $15 a month.
Right.
Mainly just because, like, in the time that WoW came out to now, I think that the payment ecosystem has changed significantly. I'm not sure that's the correct approach to selling a game.
Right. Okay.
The WoW guys are still on the IV drip, so they're gonna pay it. But I'm not sure that like anyone else is going to. You know.
Yeah, they're just stuck. They don't play anything else except that. They're stuck forever, for life. Would it be crazy if World of Warcraft is played like 25 years from now? People still on WoW?
Maybe. I'm sure there'll be some people if they keep the servers up. There'll be some. EverQuest is still going, right? I don't know if they actually have ever shut that down.
Yeah, it's still going, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can still play.
Hell, they were doing updates to Final Fantasy 11 up till this year.
That's crazy.
So.
All right. That's not bad. You played a new game. So, I played I didn't watch any streams other than I did watch actually PlayStation 4 game was that I watched. I watched a little bit of Killzone, but there was another game I watched on PlayStation 4. What game it was? Anyway, I watched
Knack?
those. Yeah, it was Knack. I don't know why I couldn't
I
remember
watched
that.
some Knack too. I was actually kind of surprised.
I thought it was okay.
The combat's really unforgiving.
Yeah. I mean,
Like, insanely unforgiving.
and you know, we kind of talked about the Polygon and all those reviewers, like, they probably suck.
Yeah.
I thought the game was okay. I did notice a lot of people dying.
That's the thing, like, the combat was unforgiving, but it didn't seem like it had much depth. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
you couldn't make a mistake or you died, but there wasn't much that you could do besides not make mistakes. Like, you just had to know the pattern and hit during the right time, right?
Yeah.
That
Jungle,
was
you
it.
can. Yeah. Both of us have haircuts. Colin, you got a haircut? You sporting a haircut?
Yeah, this week.
Okay. Yeah. Both go. This is the show of haircuts. We like barbershops this. But yeah. So I watched Knack and I watched Killzone this week, and then I watched a couple people play Rise, but I didn't want to watch too much of Rise because, as you guys know, the majority of my weekend was being pissed off at my Xbox because the disk drive wouldn't work with it. And, you know, we're going to get into that with the launch of the title and the issues, but I was pretty salty about it. I mean, I wasn't like really pissed off because I knew that I could download games and play if I wanted to. But I just went to Best Buy and purchased Rise and got something else there, another controller. And so, I don't know, it kind of felt like a waste.
Should have done the fix.
Yeah, and then I saw the fix. People were tweeting at me today with the fix with the pounding on the back of your Xbox. That sounds really.
Yeah, just
really,
flip it upside down and bang on it. That's what the customer support line told you, right?
Yeah. So no, I didn't do that at all. And another question I got was, how did I get my box back so fast? And I went through Amazon's replacement, which I'm a Prime member. So not only am I a Prime member, but my shipping gets done faster than standard. So
Like 2-day, right?
it's 2-day, but I could have done 1 day. I could have got it yesterday, but I didn't check a field or whatever. And someone told me after the fact. But so I found out my box didn't work Friday evening after downloading Killer Instinct and playing Killer Instinct, which is awesome. So I played Killer Instinct this weekend. And then I had it out in the living room, and so I was like, okay, I'm going to have to move this so I can get all my recording stuff. So I brought it into the office, so to speak, and hooked everything up. I was like, okay, I'm going to try some Rise, and Tense and I were going to play some. So I put in Rise, and I heard, I was like, what the hell? So I took out the disc, kind of looked like, okay, there's nothing wrong with the disc or anything. Put it back in. I was like, okay, that sounds like something's wrong with the disk drive. Let me confirm that I have the Blu-ray app installed that plays Blu-rays and DVDs. Check that. It was installed. And then I took a Blu-ray, put the Blu-ray in. And I was like, oh, fuck. I have a faulty fucking Xbox. So I was unsure if I was like, okay, it's not that bad, because more than likely I was thinking, like, what do I do on my PlayStation 3? I don't buy any games on that now. All I do is download movies. Is it really that bad? And I was like, man, I just spent almost $600 on this. You're not going to sit here and convince yourself that you don't need to get a new one. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to go through the process. So I went to Microsoft support too. First I tweeted it, then I went to Microsoft support. And then I saw that they could send you one back if you had your credit card charged and they put a hold on it. I'm like, I just paid $600. I'm not gonna have another $500 on hold.
Yeah, they're making you hold $500.
Yeah, so that's what the speedy process was. They hold
That's
500
absurd.
and whatever for on your credit card, and then they'll ship it out. And then once it's returned,
Release the charge. Yeah.
then they release the charge.
It's
So I
still
was
like a week or two of having
Yeah,
$500 locked up.
So I was like, oh, fuck that. I'm not doing that. So then I just went on to Amazon, which is where I ordered it from. And I was like, I've gone through their process before, return an item. So I was just like, let me go back to the package, click, it's broken. I have all my box stuff ready to ship it back. UPS comes with the label. It's basically a transfer. They give me my box. I give them their box. And then I'm done. And I'm like, why not do that? And I get it back Tuesday? Oh, hell yeah, I'm doing that. So that's how I got my box back so fast. Everything works on this one. And other than that, I mean, my time spent with it, it has been really good so far, which we're going to talk about here with the launch itself. So let me go ahead and that was my weekend in a nutshell. Basically repairing and going through the process of playing Killer Instinct and not being able to do anything else. I also played some Battlefield 4 as well, so that's it. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into Xbox One launch recap. So I am should I say I'm not a proud, I don't know if I'm proud, I'm not proud yet because I don't know if this shit's going to work. But I'm a happy right now. I was pissed. I'm a happy Xbox One launch owner. Now, one thing I'm not happy about, I guess, is that if you guys can see my controller that I had to get rid of my day one controller, which had the day one 2013 in there. I packed it up with the other Xbox, and Christy's like, well, why don't you just keep that? Just keep it. And I was like, no, because the barcodes in there have to match the box. And I was like, I'm not even gonna mess with it. So that's the only thing I'm mad about, is that I don't have the embroider Xbox One, or what is it, day one launch 2013.
The stamp, yeah.
Stamp, yeah. So that sucks. But game wise, they fared about the same for reviews. The launch lineup for Xbox One had more exclusives, but it didn't have higher scores across the board, I don't think.
I called the reviews on Rise.
You did. But here's the thing.
And I
with
think we
Rise.
kind of called it, I think we kind of called the user reception too.
Yeah, here's the thing with Rise. I mean, everyone is in the beer goggle phase, right? The game looks absolutely amazing. I watched it on several different streams Monday, and I was like, man, I just got to see, because I couldn't play. I was fiending for it. I have to look at the box every day. Here's the box. I'm sitting there looking at fucking Maximus, whatever his name, looking at Maximus every day. And I'm like, I gotta watch some streams. So I watch them. All of them are gorgeous, dude. Every single one looks amazing. And so I was talking with a few guys that have played the game, and Tense can attest to this. Like, everyone says it's repetitive, but I think people kind of expect that with the mashup beat 'em up. But I don't see why it necessarily has to be. I mean, I understand people are going to be harsh on it, but from gameplay and talking to people, it's like, this game is enjoyable. I don't know what the critics are talking about. So again, I don't know if that's the case of beer goggles, which I think you and I think that it is, and they don't want to own up to it not being as good as people, or as good as critics think.
I haven't seen people give reasons for why they think it's a good game or an okay game. Like, the only thing I've seen is it looks great. Like, that's what most people are saying. Is that, yeah, it's beautiful, graphics are awesome. But like, gameplay wise, I haven't heard anyone say anything interesting, or story wise, or anything like that.
So, and the difference for me and why I think I'm going to enjoy it is I played Dynasty Warriors all the way up to like 6. I'm one of those guys, and you remember at eBash, I was sitting there playing 99 Nights. You remember that game?
Yeah.
I was playing that. I'm just a guy that likes mashup beat 'em ups, and this just seems like that type of game.
That's not the same though. Like, Dynasty Warriors is about plowing through 70 people in one combo.
It has gladiator mode, dude. You can pound
It's
through.
not the same thing though.
I disagree.
Like, Dynasty Warriors is more like Dead Rising to me than it is Rise. Just
No.
because it's just about throngs of people just getting annihilated
No.
by mashing the X button.
Oh. This one does it in a slow mo. You can slow mo mash button people up.
Yeah, but you only fight like 5 or 6 things. In the gameplay I saw, I've only seen like 10 things, right? I've only seen 10 people on screen at any given time. With the exception of like when it zooms way out and you're in formation and stuff.
Yeah,
but the actual fighting doesn't. There's no density. There's no density.
Hundreds of people. You're a hater. It's Colin. It's a beat 'em up.
Yeah, it's a beat 'em up. It's not Dynasty Warriors.
It's a beat 'em up. It's the same thing to me. I can group them together. Am I mashing buttons to kill people?
No, you're timing your button
am I,
in
no,
quick time events.
no, I can definitely mash my button to kill people. I did it at PAX. I know that you can mash your buttons to kill people. You can just swing that sword, block, and swing that sword.
Not the same, man. It's not thousands of enemies on screen.
So that's Rise. Average, scores, repetitive, gorgeous. That's what people kind of saying about it. Forza got solid reviews, lower than what I expected. I honestly thought Forza would get 90.
I was kind of surprised too.
And average is sitting at 82. So, I kind of asked you why that was, and said something like car selection.
I just read through some of the reviews. I haven't watched anyone play yet. I watched a little bit. But it sounded like there wasn't that many cars to pick from. And then there's also like some microtrans stuff in there. So I think that attributed to it. And then there's also the fact that I guess Drivatar is pretty obnoxious because everyone online drives like an asshole. So like Drivatar is just making it so that when you're usually playing single player and you be driving as AI, which are kind of predictable, now you're driving against assholes every single race. As if you were playing online.
I gotta ask, because I don't know off the top of my head. Colin, you can probably look it up too. When did Forza 4 come out? What's the release date on that? Because I'm seeing, I see people, lack of content. Colin, you said lack of cars.
2011.
So 2 years development time, probably a year and a half realistically. So I can see there being a lack of content.
Probably 2 years. They probably finished. Well, I don't know how much DLC they did for Forza 4, but yeah.
Yeah, I think a year and a half is fair.
It's about a year and a half, 2 years.
I'd say given that, yeah, that's probably a fair assessment. Lack of content, but that's one of the things where if they have lack of content, you got to wonder if the DLC. Well, here's the question: is the DLC going to beef it up, or are they going to be like, okay, we got this launch title done, let's focus in on Forza 6, which is going to be the amazing one? I think that's probably more likely the scenario.
I think they'll probably do a bunch of DLC. Don't have to worry about content when you can just patch it in.
Patch it in, yeah, it's true.
And then charge people for it.
That's true. So, Forza, I guess a little underwhelming based on what we saw, because we predicted it to be really high last week. And,
still the highest Xbox review game, with the exception of like FIFA.
Right. Which FIFA on Xbox got higher than it did on PlayStation. That's neither here nor there. I mean, it's same
sure
game.
Yeah.
Then let me see what do I have next. Dead Rising,
Tycoon.
above average.
Dead Rising.
Oh yeah, Zoo Tycoon is what I have next, but I'm going based on how I have them rated. But yeah, Dead Rising was a 77 average. I've seen some mixed feelings about it.
I watched the one at work play it for a little while.
I've heard people say that building weapons is really confusing in this one, and some people don't get it. I've heard from Tense that he got scared. That he was scared at the beginning.
The beginning's pretty intense, man. They got like this, like, you have to walk down this narrow tunnel with zombies banging on the fences and shit right next to you.
Yeah.
Like in a quarantine. Pretty intense.
Yeah, so I honestly thought Dead Rising was gonna get like a 60 something around that as an average. So I did. I honestly thought it would be like mid 60s to about 70. I didn't think it would be in the 75 plus range. So I can honestly say I'm a little surprised. It's
The
actually a
amount
game.
of zombies they got on screen is fucking impressive.
Yeah, that is impressive. No lie. That is seriously impressive.
I was more impressed when I saw it in motion. It was like, oh shit. And I didn't really notice the frame rate hitches, which were reported, although I'm sure that it happens. Actually, no, I did notice it a couple times, where it dropped, like, it seemed like it was dropping to 20 or below in the middle of tons of stuff.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah.
Just gotta wipe those zombies out quick.
Yeah, the thing is, like, at the beginning, they throw all these zombies at you, but you don't have any weapons, really. You're just kind of running and hopping from thing to thing. So I feel like they're kind of, like, it felt a little lost between the horror and the, like, over-the-top comical aspect of it at the beginning. But I didn't play a ton. I've watched some guys at work play it, and they had trouble getting into it in, like, small bursts. I feel like you kind of have to dedicate some time to it.
So yeah, that's it on Dead Rising. Zoo Tycoon. The rest of these games all suck.
I don't know anything about Zoo Tycoon.
Just gonna put this out there, except for with the exception being Killer Instinct, which I think is way better than what critics have rated it. 73. It is at least an 80, at least, for a free-to-play game, free to download game. At least.
Free to download game. Get out of here with that shit.
Free to download game. This is not free to play.
Free to download.
But yeah, so we got Metacritic at 73. I think that's a little unfair. I think it's an 80 range game. That's just my personal opinion. The controls are tight. It's fluid. The tutorial is good. I feel like button mashers can get into it. I think there's a level of depth there that experienced players can play, and it's getting very good reception from the competitive community, which initially that was a big time concern for a lot of the fighter fans. So just seeing a 73 is just puzzling to me. So I thought I would see something higher for that. That's the only one that I'm like, man, I wish I was a little higher across the board, because I think that that's a little underrated. But then you got Zoo Tycoon 68 Metacritic average. Where's Power Shot Golf? I thought I had that in there.
Power Star Golf?
Power Star Golf 69.
Is that actually the name of the game?
I thought it was Power Shot, but whatever. 69.
Yeah, it's Power Star Golf.
Local Cycle. Actually, I saw some gameplay of that. I was just like, ugh. Got a 48. Crimson Dragon, which is a 50 something. We talked about that last week.
The real
lowest.
The real best fighting game.
Go ahead, Colin.
Fighter Within, which we've already bashed on the show several times, finally made its debut, quietly coming out after all the launch titles, and it is getting demolished as far as the reviews go. I still want to find some gameplay. Like,
can you read that
I need to
quote?
find some gameplay of Fighter Within.
Do you have the quote?
Which one?
Hold on, let me see if I have it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I put it. All right, so it's from Polygon. I put the link in there, and I only have one quote from it, because I felt like as soon as he said it, it was like that scene in Star Wars where Anakin, he's like, "You're supposed to be the chosen one." This dude is like, I wanted to like Fighter Within because he's a mixed martial artist. Like he said he did mixed martial arts, so like I wanted to like Fighter Within. And then afterwards he's like, but basically it's broken. It doesn't work on any level. The story is bad. What did he say? The writing is awful, and yada yada yada. But I just had that picture of Anakin in my head, like, you're the chosen one. You fucking failed. So I mean, is this a surprise?
There you go. You just dropped the F-bomb. Now we're gonna get removed.
Oh God.
You just did it.
Too bad we're not segueing into that.
We made it all the way. We made it all the way to here, and now we're gonna get removed.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get banned.
Too bad we're on Twitch, not Xbox. We're not on Upload Studio. Those uptight assholes. But no, seriously, Fighter Within. Was this a surprise to anyone? Let's be real, guys. I have bashed motion
Hey,
gaming this
I was
fake
pretty
ass
pumped.
bullshit for the last since the show is. It's almost been a year straight that if you tune in when me talking about the Wii or the Kinect or future proofing this when we were talking about it way back, it was going to be terrible. Comes out of the gate, is fucking terrible. Is this a surprise?
There was hope though, right? Like, there's a little bit of hope. There's a little bit of hope that maybe they can pull it off. Specifically, did you ever play the in the arcades? They sometimes have this boxing sim that's similar, where like you put on these big heavy gloves that have like tracking in them. Then you like can dodge and bob and punch, and you do like a boxing match, and all your punches are actually 1-to-1. Like, I don't know if you've ever played it at all or know what I'm talking about.
The old Nintendo game?
No, this is actually in arcades.
In arcades?
In arcades.
No, I remember Punch Out. Super Punch Out?
Hold
on. What
on.
you're talking about? Punch Out was in arcades.
Nope. Someone's gotta be able to back me up here. It was like mocap boxing or something.
I remember Super Punch Out, which probably could benefit from this shitty ass Kinect games or motion games in general. Yeah, sure. If they made that, that might be actually pretty good.
Just saying, like, I've played 1-to-1 boxing games, and they're pretty damn fun. But apparently this is, like, not even in the realm of being close.
So it's either A, the developer didn't have enough time to implement all this stuff, which is probably accurate, or B, we're getting the same exact shit.
That's it. Mocap boxing.
We're getting the same exact shit that we got last gen with Kinect sucking. And the promise of motion gaming not being there because it's not going to be there because it's a gimmick. It's a gimmick right now. I don't know what else to say, guys. I'm a hater. I am Colin right now. I'm destroying fun. The Kinect motion sensing as of right now fucking sucks.
I mean, one of the big things of the thing that I was talking about, the mocap, was that you actually have big weighted gloves. You know what I mean? So it felt like you actually had to throw punches. And also, you weren't standing in your living room next to your friend.
With the awkwardness there?
Facing each other, like... You and I have done the fake stare downs.
Yeah, we did that. That was awkward. We know what it's like. They even made us pose with the punches. Like,
yeah, we had to have me keep my glasses on too, like I was gonna fight.
with your glasses on, yeah.
With my glasses on, yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it on the game reviews. Like,
I still want some gameplay video of Fighter Within. I want some gameplay.
Okay, I'll get some for you so we can all
I just
laugh.
wanted gameplay with both people's POVs.
Okay, that is a mission, guys. I will do it for you guys on Twitch and on YouTube. I will go out and get Fighter Within, put it in my living room so we can all laugh at how horrendous it is.
That's 60
I promise to you. It better not be 60. Is it $60?
Oh, I'm checking.
Listen, you guys, you guys better click on every goddamn ad that plays during.
You can't say that. You can't say that.
You guys better click on every single one. God damn it! I'm gonna spend $60.
It is $60.
So, yeah, that's not surprising. I'm anxious to see what Kinect games happen. You know what happens with Kinect games in 2-3 years from now. Obviously, I'm really excited for Project Spark and the mocap there. But that sounds like there's going to be something entirely different.
It's the mocap.
So yeah, that's all I got. That's all I'm gonna say on the exclusives. Not really much there to talk about. Basically the same as PlayStation 4. I wish they had a shooter that was legitimate. That was so we could compare apples to apples with Killzone, but we don't. So what you gonna do? So
that's
next
the general thing that's keeping me from buying either console is the lack of a shooter I actually care about. Like, really, the next game I care about is Titanfall. Until then, it's like
you care about Destiny.
Yeah, but that's the next release is Titanfall.
Yeah, it has no date. What is this? Xbox launch failures.
So your disk drive obviously failed.
It sounds like this
yours
drive
was not the only one. It's pretty common.
Yeah, so did I put down all the issues?
You put disk drive install issues and the green light of death, which I haven't seen anything about.
It's actually not supposed to be green light. It's supposed to be green screen of death. I don't know why I put light. So there's 5 issues. I had the article up, but apparently I didn't link it. But there was 5 issues that were reported as launch failures. The disk drive one was probably the most prevalent. All of the videos that I saw was the same that I talked about earlier in this show. There was a fix that someone found out, the ghetto ass smacking the back of the system so it realigns the gears, and then he put in his Battlefield 4 and it started installing.
I gotta say, I like that fix better than wrapping hot towels around your console and microwaving it.
That does sound more practical, right? Like, this doesn't work. Let me just bash it together. And let me cradle this in a towel because that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, that fix seems more practical, but I wouldn't advise doing it. So if you're experiencing disk drive errors, please do not bang on the back of your Xbox. At least not hard. Like, if you do it 3 times, and it doesn't work, don't do it a 4th time. Don't go that extra mile. All right?
Some people are just saying that it's like a gear that's popped out of place. So like you're just popping it back into place.
Yeah, I would imagine that's. I mean, it sounds like a gear is not catching. Sounds like the Predator. Then there was some install issues. So you'd have it was actually with the update itself. So the update would start, and then it would complete, and then I heard that people had to restart the install process. Like, it just wasn't finishing. So you get 100% complete, which sounds like that could be a hard drive issue, I'm guessing. But you install, you get 100% complete, and then when you try to relaunch, it doesn't do anything. And then the last issue that I know off the top of my head is the green screen of death. So that's as you fire up your Xbox, it just stays on the opening screen, which is the Xbox One logo screen, and nothing else happens. What? In the chat?
Lola Gaming posted Fighter Within gameplay.
Oh, I can't watch it right now. Oh, wait, yes I can.
Yeah.
Yes I can. Is this actual gameplay from someone?
Looks like it was from a conference or something.
Oh, if it's...
But it's
I
like
see...
you can see the screen of the people standing there punching the air.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna go over to YouTube real quick. Wait, I can't do this the nice way. Actually, let me check my... Where's that one? Is that screen cap? Screen cap. Favor... Actually, this is screen cap. Let's do it. No. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen if I do this?
Don't do screen cap.
I'm not gonna do screen. We can't look at it, guys. I would like to.
Oh yeah, I like this one better.
I can't look at it.
Oh well.
I'll have to look at it later. I have to save it for chat. Let me go ahead and put it in here. Alright, I have to look at that later. I really want to. We're gonna put some of that on the show next week. I promise. Let me see, where are we at, Colin? Launch fairs? Green screen of death.
Yeah, you're talking about the green screen of death.
I don't know what the other 2 are, but the green screen of death is power on. It doesn't work, and I have to look at the other 2. But those are the ones I know.
It seems like those are all like minor things that haven't been reported a ton. It's mostly been disk drive.
So disk drive, yeah, has been, I would say, based off of. I mean, it's not good that there's obviously failure rates, but based off of the severity, I think disk drive is actually not as bad as, your system just not working. So if we want to compare Xbox 360 launch to Xbox One launch, this is obviously better. If we want to compare Xbox One launch failures versus PS4 launch failures, I think they're probably about the same, relatively. So, I mean, it kind of sucked in my timeline to see 5 different people say, yeah, I got disk drive errors. And after I tweeted, and I was like, damn. One of them was actually Spev, who did Gears videos. So, it definitely sucks. With the disk drive issues, Microsoft is actually issuing complimentary games. So, of those, and this kind of sucks because I didn't go through Microsoft, but I didn't want to wait. Dead Rising 3. Oh wait, Colin, there was a caveat to this. If I'm not mistaken, even if you wanted to get these games, you actually had to do the one where they credit card hold. If I'm not mistaken, someone might. I don't want to say that, but I just remember skimming through that article and reading that. But anyway, I'll just get right to the games. Dead Rising 3, Rise: Son of Rome, Forza Motorsport 5, and Zoo Tycoon. Based on reviews, based on player reception, obviously I think Rise got the lowest out of those. But I mean, if you purchase Forza and didn't purchase one of the others, obviously there's some good choices there for free. I mean, you can't beat free. So that's a way to kind of make up for it on Microsoft's issue. I don't know how bad the other ones are because the install and the green screen sound more severe. So maybe they're issuing that across the board, but I know that that was a direct response to disk drives. Pretty good. Did PlayStation do anything?
I don't think so.
Oh. All these one-ups. Oh, our stuff failed.
I was right, by the way, on Microsoft announcing their sales. They said they sold through over 1 million.
Over 1 million.
Before the first day was done.
Yeah.
So, like, midday.
One up. They're trying to one up.
But it was sold through, just like PlayStation was, which isn't the same as sold. Like, that's sold to stores versus sold to customers.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. And then last, well, yeah, I'll group these together that way.
And yeah, the Xbox also launched in more countries, so it's not even really a one-to-one.
Controller and Kinect. So I'm gonna start with the controller. I did a review. I can't pull it up, Colin. If you want to pull up that video, you can post that in there. But I did a review of the Xbox One controller, which I showed right here. The one I did was the Day One controller, which is the one I had with my first Xbox. Feels weird saying that. Overall, I think this is a solid controller. There were some people that, well, it was only one person, really. And I can't remember, it might have been Ryan Slays. Ryan Slays on YouTube wasn't happy that I said solid because he feels like the controller is a big downgrade from the Xbox 360 controller. And Colin, have you played with the Xbox One controller significantly?
No.
Okay. So there's a couple things that I really dislike about the controller. There's a couple things that I think are okay. For the most part, and there's one or two things I think are really good, but for the most part, this isn't a direct improvement. So I think that the player perception, the way this is being kind of hyped up in, you know, if you check social media, blog sites, whatever, because PlayStation 3's improvement on their controller was so vast, you have all the PlayStation fanboys like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever. This controller is awesome. Xbox 360's controller was in such a good spot. Once they went to Xbox One, there was really no improvements to be made that they could have readily, well, yeah, I won't say they could have made improvements, but they didn't make improvements. And instead they did like side grades. Like, is this really improvement? Maybe, I don't know. It could be. So it was just like, I think someone phrased it perfect. It's more of a lateral movement that, on their part than a direct upgrade. So one of the things that I immediately noticed, and I talked about this at PAX, was that the analog sticks are significantly smaller. Significantly smaller. And I'll do a live demo here, but I did this, oh, if I can find that little piece. My daughter had it. Where's it at? Where's it at? Oh no. Wait, I might have one in my drawer. Let's see. I'm gonna find well, I guess I could use this. Will that fall off? It might fall off. I was gonna use a Control Freak. Now this will kind of stick. These are the grips that were on the Sabertooth that I have, but a control stick will fall directly off. I have a video coming out that shows basically comparisons between the Xbox 360 controller, the Sabertooth, the Razer Onza. I'm gonna have to get Colin. Do you still have the Mad Catz controller?
The MLG one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used it at work.
I want to borrow that so I can get it for the video. All right, so these are the thumbsticks with the grips on them for the Sabertooth. That's on the Xbox One controller. It actually feels better. If you take those off, there's, I don't know, 2 millimeters. I don't know. I can't do the exact measurements, but it's significantly smaller. So as an example, and this is what I talked with Christy about, she put her thumbs on this and she was like, oh my God, this feels so good for me. And I was looking at her thumbs and they were like exact fits on the controller. I put my thumbs over it on each side of my thumb and on the top part of my thumb by my nail. It's hanging off of the analog. So this, like, the analog is smaller than my thumb. When I go to the Xbox 360 controller, which I had her hold as well, she was like, oh my God, this feels so big. You could actually see the outer rims of the analog on the Xbox 360 controller when she held it on her thumbs. And for mine, it was about even. So when I say these are significantly smaller, I'm telling you guys they are significantly smaller. Now, I don't know if you think they feel good or, you know, better or worse or whatever, but they are smaller. So that is something that is very important that you need to know. I don't particularly care for it. I've gotten used to it now because I've logged I don't know how many hours in Killer Instinct, but it's not a direct improvement to me. I don't necessarily like the ridged edges. They might be about the same length or distance from the actual controller itself, like upwards, protruding upwards. The buttons are tighter to the frame. The action buttons are tighter to the frame there than the Xbox 360. The D-pad is probably the best we've seen on an Xbox controller. Definitely better than all of the Xbox 360 versions. There was that one, Colin, remember the one with the silver that spun or something like that?
Yeah, the transforming one.
Yeah, I don't remember what the hell that one was. It's much better than that one, which was supposed to be the improvement. It's better than all the ones prior to. So I really like the D-pad. It's not better than the Sabertooth, which I think is the best D-pad I've ever played with, other than going way back to like Nintendo controller. That D-pad is awesome, so they haven't beat them there. One of the things that I just cannot for the life of me understand is why they went with this unibody design on the top for the bumpers. The bumpers feel stiff. They're not really responsive. Sometimes you'll think that you'll hit the button and it won't perform execute a move, or in this case Killer Instinct, which is very critical. So it's like I'm forcing myself to press the button much harder than I did on the Xbox 360. So across the board, I think that the D-pads are not significantly not an improvement. And like, it's just awful.
The bumpers, you mean?
Or yeah, I'm sorry, the bumpers are just awful compared to the Xbox 360.
They look really cheap. Like, that's the one part of the controller that seems cheap and flimsy. And I can't remember which controller that. I think Mad Catz had a controller that also did the like one plastic piece all the way across the top, and then the bumpers kind of hung out, and then you push down to hit a switch.
And
it always felt really flimsy.
And this one doesn't feel flimsy. It feels stiff. Like, you don't know where you need to be pressing in order to get it to execute a move. Like, do you need to be right on the tips? Because that's not where people hold their fingers. They don't hold it right on the tips, which feels better to hold. People hold it up top. And up top, there's like resistance because of the unibody design. It kind of confuses you. So, yeah. I mean, I've tapped at the ends. I've kind of tapped, and it's like, did I hit the button? And it doesn't do a move, and I'm like, fuck, I didn't hit the button. So then I do it again, and it responds. I actually thought I had sticky buttons at first because of how stiff it is at times. And I've broken this controller in, the day one. So it's like, just the tips, guys, just the tips. The other thing,
because how stiff. You're killing me.
But the other thing that isn't really a direct upgrade or improvement is the triggers. Colin, they have this extra lip on the side, which I think is for comfort. So kind of you know how there was that significant drop off with the triggers because there's like a space there on the sides of the Xbox 360 controller, any controller for that matter. Sabertooth, Onza, there's like a drop off on the sides. Are you about to grab one?
Yeah, I don't know where'd my wireless controller go. Shit. Alright. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
So yeah, here's my Sabertooth. It's a drop off, right? Well, now they have this side piece there, which is like a little lip, which helps your finger rest a little bit better. I don't know if it. I mean, it's not something I would notice. Yes, but I think that's what the design decision was there. Kind of puzzling. I think the biggest thing that people are really upset about is the batteries. These things take AA batteries.
Is there no rechargeable?
They don't give you rechargeable batteries out of the box.
What?
Yeah, so they want you to buy the play and charge kit, which I think includes batteries.
I don't know why I'm acting outraged. I'm gonna have mine plugged in anyways.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't come with a.
Does it come with the wire thing?
No.
What?
Yeah.
What were they thinking?
Listen. I thought
stupid.
I thought that they didn't include it in the box when I opened it. I was like looking all around. Where's this cord at? Where's this cord?
Is that even for sale?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't looked. So
it is. They already have it for sale. Why wouldn't they include it?
Colin, I was like, how do I? If I wanted to charge my batteries,
that's the dumbest shit ever. That's fucking stupid.
So yeah, it didn't include one in there, but
why aren't people making more of an issue of that?
I think it might be micro USB. Maybe, I don't know.
Like even if you don't have a thing for the wire controller, like a play and charge is mandatory.
That's right, Gundam Fire. That's exactly what I think it is. They got a fucking deal with Duracell. Those are the batteries included. It's not some generic brand. It's a Duracell. I actually think you are 100% correct. But it's Colin. That was one of the things I was hot about.
Yeah, like for me, that means the console costs $520 because the play and charge is $20. No, $30. 25.
So I'd say of all the things that I was really pissed off about, them not including rechargeable batteries and something for me to charge it with is pretty...
That's complete bullshit.
That's pretty bullshit. When you compare it directly to PlayStation, which doesn't have batteries, you plug it in and your controller's charging. And they've done that now on the PS3 and on this one. Why can't you guys do that, Microsoft? Is that too hard?
So wait, you're saying the micro USB wasn't there at all?
I have no micro USB. I didn't have it in the day one, and I didn't have it in this one either. Oh, all I got is this. This is the last thing from the box. And I'll double check the box, and I'll come back on the show and correct myself if I'm wrong. If there is a micro USB, but I did not have one. This is the last thing, you guys. I haven't even taken this out of the new box yet because I had to get ready for the show.
I've heard bad things.
I don't like it. It's terrible.
Granted, the old ones are bad too.
Yeah, both of them are bad. And did you see how big it is?
That looks really small.
No, not that looks really small. But look, hold on. I'm just gonna unpack it because
it looks like a headset for a child's head. The
headset itself is small. It feels kind of flimsy, which is expected. But this thing, Colin, the chat pad part of it, it's huge.
Oh yeah, I saw some pictures of people who were making that work.
Huge. My ring fingers touch it when I'm playing Killer Instinct, and I don't know if I'm jerking my controller too hard. Haha, jerking my controller. I'm just gonna keep doing it now, Colin. You called it out, and I'm like, yeah. So, if you guys see, this is how I hold my controller. This is where my ring fingers touch, right? That thing protrudes out this far. So my fingers are literally touching it. And people are like, no, your fingers don't touch. I'm like, what do you have, fucking baby hands? Does everyone that plays games have fucking baby hands? Because I surely don't.
What buttons are on there? Like, what's the purpose of it?
It's mute mic.
I know your mic plugs in.
Mute mic, volume, plus to increase volume and to decrease volume.
Why didn't they just do it all inline? Like every other headset company.
Right? Do I need buttons the size of fucking Texas to like I don't get it. That is just unintuitive. So my problem wasn't necessarily how big it was that it didn't fit the design of this controller. Like, I want it to be sleek. You're adding, I said 20% extra to the controller. That makes no sense when you can streamline it and put it in and on the core, which is what people do.
Adding to the fact that people have already been modifying their existing headset mics to work with the controller by just like changing the port, because they just like arbitrarily changed the mic port for no reason.
Right.
and I guess it literally is just a matter of
It actually looks like
soldering it.
mini HDMI, to be honest with you. That's what the port looks like. I don't know what it is, but it looks like mini HDMI. And I don't have the good camera up, so you guys can't see the quality, but that's what it looks like there. Not sure. Regardless, I think it is ugly. It's functional. It works for some people. If you have larger hands, I know Colin will probably, depending on how you hold it, you'll probably end up touching it. If you put your fingers in the right spot, you end up touching it.
Causing some irritation.
Causing some irritation. Yeah. So this is just building up for the sexy part of the stream today. We're going a little bit longer like we did last week.
Talking about streaking.
Talking about streaking. Touching it, streaking. So here's the other part of this show I wanted to get to. I'm gonna stop talking about the controller because that's it. That's all I got on it. Next video that I have on it for anyone interested will be on the comparisons between existing controllers and the Xbox One. Every other reviewer that I've seen so far has been pretty shitty on. I watched, like, I'm not even calling them out. It's just a couple tech guys. They get all the gaming review stuff and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Pissing me off. So let's go ahead and go to the Kinect. So I got my Kinect fired up. And I'm going to do a demo of why I think the Kinect is awesome for not gameplay. It's awesome if it is not gameplay. So one of the issues that I think a lot of people have right now with the UI layout of the Xbox One is that there's all this shit on screen. And if you use your controller to guide through it, so let's say I'm in games right now. So I'm going to turn on my controller. All right, my controller's on. And obviously you can hit your home button to go back. But this is a lot of stuff. Like, I'm doing a lot of clicking through here. Let's go back to home. This is a lot of clicking. Everybody remembers this. And obviously you can use the bumpers. Still, if you want to get to something, that's a lot of clicking, right? Xbox. Go home. We're already home. Resume store. Forza Motorsport 5. So you can do all of these things. I can pin it to home if it does that. Unpin. Let's rate it. Rate. No rating. Go back. Go back. Go back. Yeah. Killer Instinct. Go home. You're gonna go back to home? You gonna listen to me? No, it's not. Xbox. Go home. See if it stops it right in the middle of this. Oh yeah, there we go. Pins. SkyDrive. Close. Stop listening. All right, so I think for anyone that has probably not had the Kinect, because some of this is very similar to the Kinect on right one. Where is it at? Video box. There we go. But
Xbox
for anyone,
Frag Logic. No?
it can't hear you now.
Doesn't work?
No, doesn't work. But for anyone that used Kinect on the 360, you're probably kind of familiar with this. I had it, I unplugged it, and I didn't use it. But the voice commands really make this feel like you're in the future. I went through the menus with the controller, like I kind of had my brain kind of set on just like from using it, using everything else, Xbox 360, PlayStation. And then once I got the Kinect, I had someone from work actually say, listen, dude, you really need to try out the voice commands. Once I did that, I was like, there is no way I'm going to sit here and navigate with the controller ever again. Because it's just so intuitive. It really makes sense. And I think that that's probably the biggest selling point as of right now for this thing being the future. There's some other stuff that I think obviously helps with that, but most of this has already been existing technology that is just now coming to console players. Things like Upload Studio, being able to record in the DVR, having a SkyDrive in there. I mean, that's stuff that already kind of exists. So I don't really know if that's propelling everybody into the next gen, but rather than next gen already being here and no one going over to PC and trying it out. So that was probably the thing that I liked the most from the Kinect. Obviously, I just said I'm going to get Fighter Within and now talk about the games, but based on what people are saying, games sounds like they're shitty. So no surprise there. And that's all I got on the Kinect. I love the navigation flow. Sick.
Yeah,
Fucking
cool.
sick.
They had to turn it off at work, so I haven't gotten to mess with it. Because it's in the middle of the kitchen, so everyone would just be walking by and fuck with each other.
Alright, so this is up to you guys. We're just going to read off from the from the chat. PS4 launch versus Xbox One launch. Oh, that doesn't fit. Let me scale it.
Xbox scale. No.
I tried a bunch of stuff too. One thing I don't like, and I didn't show you guys, one thing I don't like about the Xbox Kinect search is that actually going to SkyDrive, which is broken if you look at it, it actually froze my system. Anyway, but if you go to like Bing search and you try to do Internet Explorer, it's like really funky. But what was messing it up is what I noticed is that every time Christy talked, it signed me out, and like she didn't have her profile, so it didn't know what was going on. So it signed me out, and then if you're in the browser, it disables all of the talk functionality. So then I have to say Xbox sign in, and then or I have to say Xbox sign in as Kendall Smith, and she tries saying it doesn't work. So voice recognition sounds like it's pretty good. And so then once I was signed in again, it let me navigate the website, which I don't know, it just seemed weird. So if multiple people are talking and it's like picking up what the other person is saying, it might sign you out and then you lose navigation function. That was really a weird thing that I kind of found. So this is a question for people on YouTube, chat. Based on press, based on what you guys have seen, based on games that are out, if you have both systems, and I know Tense does, which system do you think is had the better launch? I won't say winning, because that I don't like using that term. Which system had the better launch? Win? UDs. Ouya launch? Xbox One?
Oh yeah.
Sony? Xbox One, Microsoft went all out. We talking about EA? We'll be talking about EA as soon as Destiny come out. I really want to. We talking about EA shirt. Really want one. Nintendo 64, neither really. Microsoft has the multiplayer games. Elite, they're about the same. Sony lost on the launch games, but in future, Sony gonna come swinging. FIFA is the best game out. I think that speaks volumes. Comfy.
Do you think either system had a great launch?
I think it's a stalemate. I think both systems had lackluster launch titles. I think Xbox One had more exclusives, so I guess if you want to give them the upper hand, that's fair.
I feel like the Xbox One software has been better received.
I don't know.
In general, like I've seen, people are generally happy with the Snap feature and the dashboard for Xbox. For PlayStation,
well, it depends on who you talk to. I'd say both fans are. I mean, PS3's dashboard, dude, sucks.
Yeah, Sony had a gigantic room for improvement.
Right, so it's like anything that, I mean, you could have pissed on the screen and people would have been like, "Oh God, this is great," because that's how bad PlayStation 3's was. So, I think that, I mean, I don't know. It's about the same if you're gonna say people were Like, oh, it's improving. Sony has more game developers than Microsoft. I say they have more indie devs.
10 said PlayStation 4 game took 5 minutes to install, where Xbox took over an hour.
That is true. And not only did it take over an hour, because I did Rise, I wasn't able to play it right away. Like, you know, they talk about things being able to stream. I think it got to 45%, and then I was able to play. I was like, I thought I was supposed to be able to play these as it's streaming, installing. I mean, and not only that, but I thought that if I have an install disk, that it would fucking install pretty quickly. But it doesn't.
It's funny because it's something that PlayStation 3 got knocked for a ton. Is their install time?
I sucked. Let's see. Not buying X1 until New Gears comes out. The other thing that I think Xbox One kind of slipped up on, that I didn't mention in the notes, is that they hyped up fucking Twitch, and they've been partnering with Twitch. We talked about this last week, and then not having it integrated day one sucks. PlayStation has them beat there. So
do you want to go ahead and turn towards the?
Let's go ahead and turn towards Twitch.
Most of the rest of our, well, I think almost all the rest of our topics are basically streaming and video uploads.
So
since there's mentioned some shenanigans.
If you made it an hour in the show and you got to the PS4 versus Xbox One launch, let us know what you think did better. I think it's about the same. Colin, what do you think it's about the same?
Yeah.
No winner. What am I?
Really separated from the other one.
Streamers Gone Wild.
I haven't really played much, so.
Streamers Gone Wild. Go ahead, Colin. Kick us off. I've been talking for a little bit.
So, Twitch this week had to, and they've had issues with this in the past, people streaming non-game content on Twitch, usually in the form of an attractive female getting viewers by just doing random shit, you know?
Yeah.
I've seen them shut down streams in the past for that. I've seen them like give warnings and say, hey, you need to be doing something game-related. But this, I think, is kind of new because PlayStation has a game called Playroom, which is, it's like your PlayStation Eye is in the room, and then it's augmented reality. So like you're in there, and then they'll like drop in these little robot dudes and different characters, and you can kind of interact with them inside of your living room, just swatting them away or playing little mini games with them. So what was happening was people were doing this in their living room. Again, usually a female involved or some other, you know, it's a group of people drinking and having fun. And what was happening was things were getting raunchy, and there was some nudity, there was some even sex being streamed through the Twitch app.
They were touching and feeling on those controllers.
Touching and feeling and getting it on. So, of course, Twitch had to react, and they've been starting to pull the streams, and it released a kind of strict statement that non-game content in Playroom won't be tolerated. So,
let me grab that link.
I think to anyone who played Uno on Xbox Live Arcade,
yeah,
not really that surprised that when you give people public cameras that stuff like this happens.
What happened to that one chat thing that was a little craze for a little while?
Talking about chat roulette?
Chat roulette. It's the same shit there. All dicks.
Yeah.
All dicks all the time.
Yep.
What's wrong with men? What the fuck is wrong with us?
It's not just men though.
I know. I'm just saying. All dicks all the time. If you went on chat roulette, it was all dicks. It was dick. It was dick heavy.
Was it?
Yeah. I tried using it a couple times. Dick heavy, dude. Oh, that's a dick. Okay, I'm out of here. What is that? Oh, that's a dick. Okay, I'm gone. Next one. Okay, this is pretty cool.
Sometimes the two are combined, Quinn. So yeah, again, not surprising they're pulling the streams. Not surprising that it was an issue. I'm kind of curious how they're going to moderate that, considering that anyone can put up a stream and instantly be doing that stuff.
Well, I think console gamers in general, Xbox One users will have to in a bit, but console gamers in general, having the accessibility of these features, they're gonna have to kind of, I guess they're gonna have to kind of weed themselves out, right? So, I mean, I don't think this is gonna go away.
Yeah.
I certainly don't think it's gonna go away. So,
With everyone having a camera on Xbox, it'll be pretty interesting. Any game that has public cameras is going to have that issue.
I'd hate to play some of the MMOs that are gonna incorporate it. You're gonna have your face walking around. They're gonna take the Kinect and like graph your face on your character. You're gonna be walking around in Destiny 2 with your character on your face.
Second Life style.
Take off your hat.
Do some mocap.
Walking around. Hey, what's up, dudes? People are gonna be taking pictures of their dick. Dick's gonna be on their nose. Hey, dudes, what's up?
That's next gen.
That's
next gen. It's next gen in a nutshell.
Next gen. Dicks everywhere. That's the theme for next gen right now.
On that same note, over on the other console, Microsoft is banning accounts. Well, banning might not be the wrong word. It was timeouts. As far as I know, none of them were permanent bans. But bans are being given out for Upload Studio, which is the Microsoft's built-in upload system through SkyDrive, right? So if you upload a video, if you had excessive profanity, which it sounds like was really just profanity from the reports of users. Yeah. Microsoft says excessive profanity. The people who were getting timeouts were just having one or two swear words in there. But they've been removing them, and then they were giving a timeout. But that timeout doesn't just apply to Upload Studio and remove your video. It also applies across the service, so you wouldn't be able to use Skype, for example. It sounds like it was a communications ban, if I understand correctly, which they had in Xbox 360 as well. So if you swear in the videos that you upload, they will remove it and ban you. And this is just the most... I think it's the...
How can you ban someone when you have swear words in your games? In Battlefield, yeah, exactly. There are scenes where people are dropping F-bombs like crazy, and you're going to sit here and be like, listen, you can upload a video that has swear words in it, but someone can't talk over the video and say, oh, he just said fuck. You're going to take down my video because I just said that? What? Are you fucking idiots?
And the only thing I can think of was their reasoning was that they want to have this stuff public on the game pages. You know, like, so when you go to a page, it'll have the content people created as kind of like extra content from the game. But in that case, I feel like they should have just shown the same disclaimer you get when you pop into multiplayer, right? Where it's like, hey, we're not responsible for anything anyone says on this shit. You know, like, that's all they had to do. Just disclaimer like, hey, videos are uploaded by users. It's user uploaded. We can't control what's on the gameplay videos. You know, we can't control any of that. We will moderate it, but it's not our problem if you stumble into someone saying fuck. You know, like, that's all they had to do was just use the same rules as multiplayer, and then end it at that. But instead, they're going for this moderated process. There's no fucking way, and I'm dropping F-bombs intentionally.
I know.
There's no fucking way that they're going to be able to moderate when there's 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, 10 million consoles sold and people are uploading videos daily. Like, there's no way they'll be able to stay on top of that shit. So to even try from the beginning is just fucking stupid.
It's fucking stupid. Now, here's my issue with this, right? I mentioned this last week, I said I feel like Upload Studio is trying to replace YouTube. All right? This has been done before.
They fucking won't if they try that.
Look, we have a history of this. Why if you're trying to why are you reinventing the wheel right here, Microsoft? All you got to do, look at what YouTube does. Look at their policies. You're going to tell me that everybody that worked on this feature hasn't been looking at YouTube videos and say, well, what do? They have mature ratings. They have some things that you can, and if you're a partner, you can set some of that stuff. Before the video starts, you can be like, hey, this content is rated, whatever. Why can't you have that on these videos? Like, what?
That's the crazy thing is that
no sense.
Microsoft and the Xbox have some of the best parental control features out there. Like, they've built that stuff for years. You know, like, that's something that their platform is prided on. So I don't get how they wouldn't be able to just have it like, hey, this is a user-created video. You need to have these permissions in order to watch. Like, it's that simple. It's that fucking simple. Instead, you go after the users that are your content creators, and you say, "Don't fucking do that because we will remove your shit.
Fucking stupid.
We will ban your shit." And it's not just the video gets flagged. Like, I feel like it would have been received way differently if the video got flagged, and they're like, "Yeah, we flagged it for profanity. We don't allow profanity on our system." You know, like, that would have been a way different than just banning the person's account from Upload Studio and Skype.
Yep.
Like, that's two completely different things in terms of moderation.
So guess what? If we tried to do a show on, let's say we did Skype using the Kinect for a show on Xbox, right?
If we upload it to Upload Studio. Yeah.
If we uploaded
it,
if we uploaded it to Upload Studio so everyone could see the show, if we wanted to take that over there, this would be a censored show.
That won't fucking happen. It's mostly just that, like, even if I had any video, I could lose my Skype privileges and we wouldn't even be able to do the show on Skype on Xbox. You know what I mean? Like, if I had any video that got banned for whatever reason. Hell, it might be that, like, someone else in the game I was playing said fuck in the background and picked up on voice comms, you know?
Yep.
Like, there's so many different ways that can go poorly, and there's no way they can keep up with moderation, so it doesn't make sense to even try.
Retarded.
Just show people a fucking texting that shows what they're getting into, and let it go. And the last thing I had on the streaming stuff, I just took a look at Ustream's numbers the other day, because as you might remember, at one point, Sony announced that Ustream was the streaming platform for PlayStation, and then eventually they added Twitch after kind of players kind of saying, "Hey, we want Twitch. We don't really care for Ustream." So I decided to check out what Ustream's numbers look like on PlayStation, and it is abysmal.
Yeah, I knew that's the word you were going for.
Abysmal is the word. So I checked at like 3 a.m. the other night.
Dude, Pokemon is catching them all. Don't forget to add that.
Yeah. So I checked just before the show. There was 72 streams online with 75 total viewers. 72 streams across all of PlayStation with 75 viewers. The highest stream I saw had like 9 viewers, with most of them having 0, of course. Obviously, that is way less than any Twitch game for any of the next-gen stuff, really. And the most confusing thing to me was that if you go to ustream.tv right now, I'm going to do it right now, just link it in chat, and you look at their front page, there isn't even a link to the gaming. Like, there's no link on their front page that would take you to gaming. They show like all their other stuff. They have a bunch of advertising, like broadcast live on Ustream. And then there's the live video platform you love, and it's all the different ways that you can monetize your content and stream. Trusted by 170,000 broadcasters from around the world, and it shows some different major companies. And they're saying about becoming a broadcaster. But they aren't promoting their broadcasters in any way. You have to actually go to categories and then gaming PS4.
They promote broadcasters if you're in the hip hop game.
If you're in the hip hop game and you're a celebrity.
If you're Lil Wayne, they will put you. Actually, I went to the page that browsed all of the gaming categories. On the side, I saw Hobson doing his stream, and he had 2,000 viewers or whatever, and that's who they were promoting. Last time I went to Ustream, which is one of the times I talked about it on the show, why I don't like it. The time before that, I saw Lil Wayne and Cash Money in a stream, wilding out, just doing all types of crazy stuff on there with their codeine and grape whatever.
Grape drank?
Purple drank.
Purple drank?
So, I mean, it's not for gamers.
It's funny, I just opened it up. Someone has 71 viewers on Playroom, of course. Currently, so maybe that's the place where you can go if you want to have a explicit Playroom stream and not get shut down. Or
you can just go on. I'm sure there's plenty of. I know that there's YouTube equivalents of porn sites, and there's.
Well, wait, there's porn on the internet?
Yeah. So I mean, there's.
Hold on a second. This changes everything.
No,
I don't have to load up my PlayStation to find porn.
So all those PlayStation.
I don't have to. I don't have to
stream right over there.
Hold on. Whoa, 1 second. Let's research
They
this.
got it. It's covered, guys.
Hold on. Holy shit, you're right. Wow.
Pornhub confirmed for PS4. Oh man. So
Yeah, that was all I had. The numbers for Ustream are already horrible. I don't expect them to pick up any gaming audience at all, really. Which is funny considering that that was like a huge push for PlayStation initially.
and then they ditched him for Twitch.
Yeah,
Like
I
we
still
said.
think that, like,
You remember,
on the PlayStation, like Ustream kind of gets top billing, I think, when you go to stream.
probably. But it
But it
doesn't
doesn't
resonate
matter.
with gamers.
Yeah.
Steam Machine.
Is Pornhub a PS4 exclusive?
Look at that. In the corner there. Steam Machine. So I Buy Power unveiled today. And oh, god damn it, I don't have the link. Colin, can you grab that link?
Yeah, let me see if I can find it.
Put that in chat. But I Buy Power showed off the Steam Machine prototype that they have. They're saying that's going to be available 2014, sometime in 2014. I want to say early 2014. And it's going to be priced as at the same price level as the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, according to Verge, which is where I saw the article first.
That box, the console makes the stream logo looks like a penis. Just saying. Since that's the topic of the show tonight, I just want you all to take a look at the link and immediately see that and not be able to unsee it. It's the theme. It's the theme for
the show. Yeah.
Anyways, carry on.
So, multi-core AMD CPU, a Radeon R9 270 graphics card CPU gonna be in there. And this is the point that The Verge made. This is gonna be $500. The GPU by itself is $180. So this thing is going to be nice. It's going to also include the Valve controller, which both Colin and I are pretty stoked to try out. Also going to have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, 500 gig hard drive. The light that you guys see on the image that I have there is actually customizable. I've seen a couple different versions. I don't know all the hues they have. I saw red, blue, green, like a pinkish color. So it seems like it's pretty cool in terms of being able to have some type of cosmetic look to it. Then there's integrated power supply, so that thing is not out tripping all over it. I think the downside and this is kind of how Verge put it, is that it's not going to run Windows out of the gate, which I don't. Can it? Is it supposed to? They're supposed to be dual operating systems. I don't know. I have to kind of look at it.
I think it's supposed to be Linux, right? Like,
right, it's just running Linux. So it seems like the way Verge was spinning it, like that's a downside, but this is what it's supposed to be running anyway. So, which is Steam OS. It's running Linux. Steam has confirmed that they're going to have major developers on board making games for the Steam machine, Steam box.
Targeting those specs.
Yeah. So it's bigger than a PS4, smaller than an Xbox One, and from the sounds of it, it is pretty damn powerful. And it's going to be able to, be hooked up to your living room. I saw 1080p, 60 FPS, all that stuff that you would expect. But yeah, that's the last bit of news I had for today. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't plan on purchasing one. I do want to check out the controller. Colin, has this piqued your interest at all in terms of a system? I mean, we have PCs, so why do I need...
Yeah, I have PC, and I don't have a TV that's like off my network, because I don't actually have a TV aside from my monitors. So there's really no point for me to get one. So, I will get a controller, though, since you can use it on whatever.
I think if this is not obvious, Pod even mentioned it in there, Steam, well, I should say Valve is going after Xbox, Microsoft, PlayStation, Sony, so, and Nintendo, I guess, if you want to. I never include Nintendo for whatever reason. I tend not to, but if you want to include them as well, they're going after them too. Very interesting move from them. I'm kind of interested to see who's going to adopt this. I think like heavy hardcore PCs enthusiasts that want to just test it out, probably gonna get it first. Do you feel like Steam has brand loyalty enough? Valve, I should say, has brand loyalty enough from Steam to get those millions of users to purchase a Steam box?
It's hard to say because I'd say most Steam customers are kind of computer savvy. Like the kind of people that would purchase it are also the really knowledgeable customers that know about gaming PCs. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they might already have a gaming PC. Where I'm not sure that it's being marketed towards the kind of lower end of the Steam user base that might actually benefit from it.
Right.
But if I was like buying a gaming PC and I knew that some of the games which I wanted to play on PC were being built to that spec and could run 60, and like that just simplified the process for me, and I was someone who wasn't comfortable with PC buying, I think that's the market for it. But it doesn't seem like that's what they're targeting yet. It does seem like they're kind of targeting the enthusiast market.
Interesting. And you know, the other point I want to mention with this is that initially XI3 was the company that was also in cahoots to make the Steam box. They now have the little small piston. The piston costs $899, basically $1,000. You look at this. This is cut in half. Yeah, it's the size of the Ouya, but the price for Steam box is literally half the price of an XI3. So I thought that was really interesting, considering they were initially in talks and they were trying to develop this, and then Valve went a different route. Now, the thing I think would be compelling for making a dent in the console market is if a bigger player actually entered the space. So if this was like a Valve Google deal or something like that, then I would be like, ooh, you know, this is a lot more appealing to me. And it's just that name recognition, like Microsoft, Sony, like people know them. If I was like, Mom, do you know who Valve is? She'd be like, what? No.
So what you want is a Google Glass bundle.
I don't want to Google. Well, hey, yeah, let's go. Let's go that route. Yeah. So if Google Glass was the equivalent of the Oculus Rift, and they partnered with the Steam box, I'm gonna go there because that's a loose connection there. Then yeah, because then I could be like, oh, you can get Google Glass, and it works with Steam OS. It's so awesome. Play my games in VR.
Yeah, I think they have an uphill battle, I guess, is selling PCs as a predefined package. I mean,
hence my mom is game savvy.
Tough.
She is, but she does not know who Valve is. So
partially because you guys have always been console gamers.
True. And when I got into PC, I was already out of the house.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true. When Steam was around,
you never asked her to purchase games for you on Steam.
Right. I've always made purchases myself. So she didn't get something on her credit card that said Valve Corporation. Who is Valve Corporation? What is this Xbox Live thing? What is that, KL? What is this charge? How much is it a month? My mom would drill me on questions. How much is it a month? Do you need this?
And then the follow-up a month later, like, are you using this? And you're
like, you using this?
Yeah, I'm
gonna. Oh, yeah. So that's pretty much it for tonight's show. I'm surprised. I thought we were going to actually go longer, but we did. Hour 23? Pretty good.
Right on cue.
Right on cue. So it's about the same as last week's show with the PS4 launch recap. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this show. If you have any questions, we'll kind of hang around for the next 5 minutes or so. You guys can shoot us some questions. So you're talking about gaming mitts now? MILFs? Gaming MILFs? We're not going to go there. This has been a sexually themed show.
I was just quietly laughing. You really have to vet the things before you read them, Kale.
No. Why? Free reign, baby.
This
isn't Microsoft.
There's some you're clearly not going to answer. No, I haven't seen any of the ESL Battlefield games. Have they been doing matches already? I haven't. I want to see a few gameplay videos.
Playing that domination.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, domination on Battlefield, dude, it's getting intense. A lot of clans and stuff in there now. Fucking rough.
How's
Fun
like,
though.
you regularly get matched with them? It's the server matchmaking,
This is
right?
a server.
So
Like I just browse the server, and I don't
just try
pick
to
things
find
that
a
say
good server.
noobs only. I usually pick clan stuff. Try to
Yeah.
wreck on clans. Last night though, man, I played in the roughest server I've ever played in so far. It was like 2 squads sitting up on top of rooftops. One was a sniping claw, the other one had really good gun play. So I was constantly looking up and getting shot by the gunplay, and then when I was looking down, focusing on the guns, I was getting sniped across the map. It was frustrating. You're gonna do loadout tips and tricks on your personal channel. I kind of suck, but would want to start YouTubing my gameplay. I'll probably pick back up once we hit open beta at an undisclosed date. I need less of the game to be changing in order to do that, which is why I stopped in the first place, because one of the videos that I did is already irrelevant, because actually all of the videos that I did are actually irrelevant because
Because you're calling out things that you use and then they get nerfed because you use them.
No, it's not.
Playtest and work.
It's like the flow changes, sometimes balance stuff. So it's really hard to make tips and tactics for a closed beta game. Like I could be ahead of the game with it, obviously. People be searching like, man, how do I get these tips? And then they see it and they're like, oh man, this has been around for a while. Then they try to use it and they be fucked in the butt.
Normally I'd be like, yeah, I try to bring professionalism and this is what you do. But really I've been doing it more than you.
I know, you were laughing at all this stuff when I wasn't even trying. Then I started doing it on purpose. Just rolling with it. Gonna enjoy the newest sparring lab when the stream is over. I'll drop some advice if needed. Thank you. Armada. Armada. I'm just rolling with it. I'm rolling with it, baby. Colin started it. I was fine. Then Colin had to point stuff out. He had to turn it sexual before the show turned sexual.
It was well on its way. I just saw it through.
You wanted it to be sexual from start to end. We're gonna end on sexual, baby.
I didn't.
I'm gonna take off my shirt. I'm gonna be
I
Nick
did tweet
Merckx.
the show Xbox Streakers and Profanity as my tweet.
Nick Merckx, baby.
You said
Shirtless streams.
shirtless stream.
So really, do you feel like Killer Instinct has potential in comp scene? I don't know. Comp players are on a different level than me, so right now I just enjoy it for the sake of enjoying it. So I'm really the wrong person to ask that question to. Arctic, can you tell us the 5.1, 7.1 surround sound problem with optical output on Xbone? Something like that. I haven't checked into it. I plugged up my Astros using optic, but I didn't check for like sound fidelity or if there were any issues with 5.1 or anything like that. So I don't know.
There's no Dolby support currently.
Okay. So
obviously that's not necessarily.
It's not even something I would probably notice unless I was playing a shooter. To be honest with you.
What kind of mice you use? They sound great. Mine does not sound great.
What kind of mice? I use a Razer Naga.
No, mics.
Mics. I use a Blue Yeti. And it'll probably be Cyber Saturday, guys. Cyber Saturday. Last year, the Yeti was on sale at like half price. This year is one of the best mics you can get if you're interested in doing this stuff. Look for Saturday sale. Look for that Yeti. I'm telling you, the killer mic. $75. Normally 150. I'm expecting it to be, or 175, something like that. I'm expecting
really?
it
It's
to
that
be.
Much?
No, it's not now. The price
Okay.
dropped from last year. But I expect it to be like $40, $50 range. That would be sweet.
I bought it for $50 on eBay last week, so.
$50. That's a killer price for the Yeti.
But yeah, currently I'm using the Razer Carcarius mic right here.
Which isn't a bad mic.
It's not bad. It's just malfunctioning. I don't know what's up with it.
Are you guys watching DreamHack? Is BF4 on Xbox One there?
I am pumped
It's
to watch some
DreamHack?
CS:GO at DreamHack. Actually, it's
If
this
it's
weekend.
DreamHack, it's probably PC.
Yeah, I assume so. I don't know.
It's,
Is it even there?
I don't know if it's might be. I don't know. ESL.
I'm googling, but yeah, I'm excited to watch some Counter Strike this weekend, since there's a really big tournament.
AI stream Arctic. Let's go. I don't know if I'm gonna stream Killer Instinct tonight. I might just play Rise because I haven't got my Rise fix yet. I'm sorry.
And Battlefield 4 on PC for 100,000 Swedish.
What's the
kroner?
next Xbox One game you're planning to get? So Dead Rising 3, and then I'm gonna go Drive. Oh, I'm sorry. Dead Rising 3, Fighter Within. If you guys click on all the ads on that videos. I'm joking. Don't click on that unless you want to. And then the next game after that is Destiny, dude, or Titanfall. Titanfall, then Destiny. There's nothing else I really care to play. I mean,
Project
Titanfall.
Spark.
Oh yeah, Project Spark. Forgot about that. But that's free though, right?
Yeah.
Free. So
Hopefully that beta's starting up next week. It sounds like it's not going to make it in time for pre-Thanksgiving. Then I'll be posting up videos on Amazing MLG and streaming on twitch.tv/Skyzen. Got my channel set up the other day.
yeah, Twitch app works to view stuff. You guys can watch this from Xbox One, or I think, unless they still have it set that you can only see the top guys. That would be sucky. Let's see if there's any more questions. Did we miss any, Colin?
I don't think so.
All right. Blue Yeti, $100. Yeah, that's what I thought. See, I know my prices on this stuff. My next major purchases are new GPU, new processor, and a new hard drive, solid state.
I need to get a
What
pop
cereal did I
filter,
eat today? I don't eat
shock mount,
cereal.
and then a
Shock, yeah. I forgot about that. I need to get
microphone
one.
boom arm for my desk.
The issue with that, Colin, is that on my desk, which guys, I would show it, but it's like I have shit everywhere right now on my desk. But,
You're up against the wall, right?
Yeah, and I'm up against the wall, but there's not really anything for me to put it on.
Yeah.
So I might have to hang it from the wall.
Be legit. Trying to think about how I've set mine up.
Chrissy can do it.
Just do it from the ceiling, man. Just drop it down like
That's what I'm
a
gonna do.
like a boxing mic where it just comes down and you're just
Christy
like...
would hate that though. She would hate.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Did I punch my Xbox One? No, I actually got a new one.
Did you punch it?
I got a new one. I got my new one today. So what capture cards work on the X1? I have the Elgato Game Capture HD. That works. I imagine the AverMedia Game Capture HD 2 works. Also, I have the Live Gamer HD, which is a internal, which also works. So everything works for me. But you really don't need your X1. I have to do a SkyDrive tutorial, but someone sent me a video from SkyDrive. It was banging. I mean, I posted one, but it was nice.
Looked pretty good.
It was nice.
The one that I clicked on was one that Quinn had posted playing with CDN on Killer Instinct, and I couldn't play it.
Really?
So I don't know what was happening there.
Huh. Well, yeah, I could play it. So, all right, let's stop rambling. Let's get the show over with. So, hope you guys enjoyed this week's show. Next week, I don't know what we're gonna talk about next week. We'll figure out.
Probably talking about some DreamHack.
Yeah, got to get back into the esports stuff now that the hype has died down a little bit. So yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed this show, and we will see you guys next week, same time, same place.
Cool. Thanks for watching, guys.
Adios.